On?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm crazy.
Yeah, that you are.
Nice to meet you. Hi, I'm Tiffany. Welcome to my quilting life. It's Sunday, so Sunday, where we sew on a Sunday, and today we're gonna make butterflies. Give me the chills. Butterflies. Anyways, I didn't even get this thing started yet, so I don't even know who's here. Let's figure this one out. Yes, I'm crazy. I'm in a crazy kind of mood. All right, we got Christy, we got Kim, Susan, Diane, Karen, Kathy, cat lady who sews, Susan, the quirky handy quilter, or hand quilter, the quirky hand quilter. I like it. Mary, Pamela, Vicky, Tammy, another Karen, Sandra, Irina, Donna, Barb, Terry, and so many more. Notice I say that every single time because I can't just keep reading off all the names. You know, it's you guys know you're here. I know you're here, but I like to acknowledge that you're here. And I said, and so many more because I'm still acknowledging you that I didn't say your name of. All right, I'm not going to wear these because they're going to make my eyes go blurry. Something about my glasses just drive me bonkers. Okay, so today we're going to make a butterfly. Want to see my color palette? Color palette. Background is the yellow, pink is a butterfly, purple polka dots is a butterfly, the teal with flowers is a butterfly, the purple is a butterfly, and the grunge gray, white gray, whatever, it's more gray than it is white, is going to be the center body of said butterflies. This is going to be easy. We're only going to make 4 blocks to keep it simple throughout the video. I recently long arm quilted a quilt that had beautiful butterflies. They were bigger blocks, and I was like, I can make that on my own. I can make it. So I just devised my own, but smaller blocks. Hers were pretty big blocks. Mine are going to be smaller to make a wall hanging, because why not? I can get wall hangings done in the video. So, you know, I'm going to do wall hanging. But if you want to make more, you make more. So for now, I just have 1/4 of a yard of 4 butterflies and the whatever, and then I grabbed a 1/2 yard for my background. I don't think I really need this much, but I grabbed it anyway. So if I want to make 4 more butterflies, I should have enough to be able to do that. All right, so each color is going to get cut exactly the same. I did not pre-press any of my fabric, so I need to just cut these. I'm going to just ask Scott to turn the iron on real quick so that we can get this wrinkle out of all of these.
We can iron them?
Yep. Because they've been sitting a long time on the shelf. Well, not a long time. Since I put them there, though. All right. As soon as he gets that going, I'll cut the background to start.
Give it a second.
Background to start. This is going to be very easy for you to follow because, you know, I like to simplify things, and well, that's what I'm here to do, is simplify a probably already simple block, but my way. Get this to lay flat. There we go. That's much better. I'm going to straighten one side, and I am going to cut, let's see, I have 4 blocks, and I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 per block. How many do I need? 2 strips. That would be 16 squares per strip. So I'm going to cut 2, just to start. I will cut more as I go. 2 2.5-inch strips off of my background to start, and then I'm going to subcut those 2 strips into 2.5-inch squares. Just right there, just like that. Just get that bump to go bye-bye. Thank you.
I can't go all the way down, or else we're going to increase it. You know?
Yep. 2.5. And let's do that again. Just 2 2.5-inch strips. For now, everything else is going to be 1.5-inch strips, but we'll cut those later. because again, I made this up on the fly. So who knows if I'm right, but the directions to it will eventually end up on the Facebook.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
I'm probably right, though. I mean, you never know.
You're right even when you're wrong.
I'm right even though I'm wrong. Yep, exactly.
Even when.
I'm wrong. That's what the husband
reading-
says.
Yeah.
I have more right moments than I do wrong. All right, so 2.5-inch squares. So that would be like 32 of them. That should get all 4 blocks. You notice I just did that math in my head. I am surprisingly getting better at it. You never think I would have, though, because I was so horrible in school. I hated, despised, absolutely did not want to do math, ever. Nor do I remember any of it. I'm not a mathy kind of girl. And then quilting came into my life, and all of a sudden I'm all about it. Go figure. I mean, there's math in every step, even not just the counting of all the pieces you need and deciphering how big something needs to be, but the math is also in the angles of things we cut and everything. I mean, seriously. All right, so now I got my, doesn't seem like 32, 16 and 16. That's 12, that's one, yeah, that's 32. That was 2 strips. Did I get 16 per? Yeah, I guess so. Alrighty, now moving on. All of the butterflies are going to get cut the same. So again, background so far, we just cut the 2.5-inch strips for 4 blocks to get 2 2.5-inch strips and 16 per strip of the thing. So 32 of our 2.5-inch squares. Now from each, we're going to, of the butterfly fabrics, the ones you want to be your butterfly, I am going to cut a 4.5-inch strip. That's why I said you only needed a little bit. So 4.5-inch strip from each of them. And then they're all going to get subcut exactly the same as well. Get it? Yes, I got it. So I'm going to just set this aside. Obviously, that's more. Some of my 1/4 yard cuts they're up to, it's 9 inches up to 12 inches is how I put it on the shelf. And I still consider those a 1/4. And then I get lucky if it has literally more than a 1/4. All right, 1 4.5-inch strip off of everything. Get her done. That's what would normally be left. You're supposed to be able to get 2 4.5s, but is any 1/2 yard or 1/4 yard cut properly? No. Cut this side off of this one because this side is kind of wonky. It's a wonky one. Usually I trim them before I put them on my shelf too, which is so weird that this one is not trimmed prior to being on my shelf. But there's a string in there. This part is garbage. This part goes in my, cut it up to be a string.
What is your favorite color combination to piece together?
Favorite color combination to piece together? Anything rainbow with black. So all the rainbow pretty colors and black. Those are my favorite combos. I mean, I like rainbow with white, but I like rainbow with black the most. Okay, 1 4.5 from that. Set that aside. One more. One not cut right. There we go. 4.5 from this one. Yeah, see, this was never no 9 inches. All right, set that aside. I can do something else with those later. Okay, now from each of your 4.5-inch strips for your 4 butterflies, because this is a wall hanging, you can choose to do this over and over again, because I'm telling you, you only need 8 backgrounds, this per block, and you you know, you need a 4.5-inch strip from each of your colors. So you can make however many blocks you want because I'm simplifying this for you. All right, I'm going to lay these out on top of each other and cut them all at the same time because why not? Line it up, line it up. I really don't need to line up the whole thing because, again, we're going to have a little bit left over. All right, last one. And I'm going to be ready to chop them. Choppy chop. Slide it over because I'm sitting to work today, which is odd for me, but I am. I'm going to cut a nice straight line, and I am going to come in from each of these 4 pieces. We're going to cut, it's 4.5 already, so we're going to cut a 7-inch strip, or 7-inch rectangle, 4.5 by 7-inch rectangle. We're going to do that 2 times. So 2 4.5 by 7-inch rectangle. So there's my 2 4.5 by 7-inch rectangles. And now we're going to cut 2 5-inch by 4.5-inch rectangles. 5-inch, but that's my 4.5, so that'll go on that side. And 5 inches here. Right there, and that will go that way. See, there's enough to make more. You can do all sorts of stuff. All right, so we're going to start with all this. I'm going to lay it out where the 4.5 is in front of me, going side to side, not up and down. The 5 and the 7 is going up and down. This is how we know how to keep everything in order, because we're going to put some snowballed corners. We're going to put a snowballed corner up here. You can see the desk, right? Really good?
So far, yeah.
Okay. A snowball corner. Where's my thingy? Oh, it's right here in the top. So the side that's on your left, it's the top right and the bottom left. And then the opposite side, which is your right side, once it's facing you, you're going to put a square in your top left and your bottom right. Then for the bottom, you're going to, on your left-hand side, when it's facing you, you're going to put a 2.5-inch square for the snowball corner in the top left, and then one in the bottom right. And then on the opposite side, you're going to go top right and bottom left. I'm going to do this with all 4 of them. Obviously, I'm just laying them on here so you can see. So I'll take all these over and do all these first. I'll take these over. That way I don't screw up my direction. Because if you turn it around, it's the same thing. Oh, maybe. Okay, whatever. Brain. See, brain fart right there. It's, you know. So we're going to snowball some corners. I'm going to take this whole stack first. I'm going to take my pieces. I'm going to do one right after the other. And just put these on. Sewing corner to corner using my seam tape. Use the seam tape. Sew corner to corner. And also have a stitch length that is acceptable for sewing. The last thing I was doing on here was binding, and it was at 3. That's a pretty wide stitch length. All right, there's 1. Here's 2. Am I sewing with thread? Okay, I am. I never know when I'm going to run out of bobbin. 3. And 4. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn them around and get this other corner on the opposite side. And then I'll cut away the excess, hand it to Scott, and have him press.
Ooh, I get the iron.
That way I can put everything back where it goes, or else I, myself, will confuse myself.
I get the iron.
this one. You can get it turned on because it's only
It
gonna
is
take me a
on.
second. Oh. Oh yeah, that's right. Yep,
Pre-sale.
yep. Wow, Tiffy. Brain fart right away. I mean, it happens. All right, let me snippity snip.
Do you ever make pinwheels with 2.5-inch cutoffs?
Do I ever make pinwheels with 2.5-inch cutoffs? Well, yeah, but I save all of my 2.5-inch cutoffs so that I can make hourglasses because I have a ongoing long time project and I still have to cut all that stuff, you know? All right, there's
Okay, one
one.
more.
You're putting it to the yellow or the background side. Well, scissors is not a good thing when you got the
Hold on.
shakes.
Mine in it like that?
Yep.
Or mine in it like that?
No, towards this yellow that I just added.
Just like that?
Yeah, just firing it back.
Okay.
It should be equally square.
That's the easy way.
Yeah, this is not a smart thing. I probably should go to the rotary cutter. And one more. So all these little cutoffs, there's a lot of them. I could totally do pinwheels, make half square triangles out of these and make pinwheels. So I'll put them aside for that in case I finish early, you know. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put these away and not use scissors for the rest of it. I'm gonna do the opposite side now. Put these on one at a time, chain piece them through, turn around and chain piece through. He'll hold up a block so you can see how it goes. Do you call it a component or a block? I call every single section a little block, but technically it should be the component to a block, right? If you think, right?
I don't know. That's good.
I would think we're making components to a block.
Well, they're debating on here. Supposedly you got to take your nail polish off that you just put on today.
I gotta take my nail polish off. Why? What color does it look on camera?
No, you got to take it off for your surgery.
Why do I have to take nail polish off before my surgery?
No, supposedly they're saying you got to take it off for your surgery.
It's not gel polish. It's just regular nail polish.
They're saying you have to take it off.
I've never had to take off nail polish. I even went in with gel.
That's what they're debating on there. I don't know.
I have even had an MRI, not with the magnetic gel where they do the magnetic thing to make it look so awesome, but regular gel polish. I've had an MRI with a regular gel polish.
Because they want to see your nail beds when they're pushing down on your fingers.
Oh, well then I'll remove it. It's no big deal. It came out really sloppy, like so sloppy. I kept, because I had the shakes today really bad, and I kept retouching myself every time I was painting. So every time I was doing it, I ended up with my finger on top. Then I would do this side, and it would touch the towel that I was sitting on. Because I sat on the floor to do it. I did my toes, too. My toes are a different shade of purple. But I'm leaving those. I ain't removing those. My toes will last me like a month if I don't touch them. My fingernails, on the other hand, that usually comes off pretty quickly.
Well, I ain't touching them stanky things.
All right, let me cut the excess off. You can't press it yet.
I ain't touching no stanky toes.
Let me just get a little tiny one for this. I don't want to. That's much better than trying to use
that
the
seems way easier.
scissors.
Seems way easier.
So I have 8 more to go with these and these, which is 16 more cutoffs. All right, you press those. These go in my stack right here. I don't even know what order in which they were stacked.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was I supposed to keep them in order?
No, I have no idea. I'm just putting them nicely down.
I know I told you.
All right, grab this. That's going to be in that bottom corner. Let's do the top ones first.
You want these in order too, then?
No. I'll re-put them in the order when I go to put them together.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to cut the 1.5 inch off of the other thing for the body of said butterfly. Snip, and then do the opposite corner. This is fairly easy to do, like super easy.
Yeah, you won't be done in no time.
Yep. All right, let me trim these.
And then these the same way? Over this way? To the yellow?
Yes, to the yelly. No. To the background color, please. I mean, to the butterfly's color. Under. Press under. Because they have to be an opposite from the top.
So mine in it this way, then?
Yes.
Like that?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, boss lady. Okay. Making me redo it over again.
So the top big parts that are 4.5 by 7 inch, those ones are pressed towards the background, and the ones that are on the bottom, which is the bottom part of the wings, those ones are pressed towards the butterfly.
Confusing me around here?
I'm not trying to confuse you. I think it was actually supposed to be left facing, right facing, but we're just doing whatever. How about that?
You do it your way.
Yeah, I think this one was supposed to be opposite of that one. Oh, no, it is going under, yeah. No, it's not. Those are already pressed. Whatever. I'll flip the seam.
Where do we buy your long arm needles? I don't know.
Long arm needles. Well, last time we bought them on... Where did we buy them?
I don't know.
I was buying them on Superior Threads. I could swear to it. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, that's
Really?
this corner.
Well, then I'll tag Superior Threads.
100 pack.
Tell him to put a link in.
He put a link. But this last time, I kind of think you found them somewhere cheaper or somewhere else online.
I don't remember. It's been a while.
It's been a while because I don't go through. We buy a couple 100 packs at a time. Like I said, I'm still thrifty with my long arm needles, but I do put a new one in with every client quilt, and I do a lot of client quilts. And then I just had to put a new one in recently because Minky was used, and then I just had to put a new one in after that because I was having tension issues, and at first I thought it was like the needle, you know. But then it turns out my machine was having a heart attack, you know, because sometimes it does that. And I had to fix that because it was grinding. I was like, what the heck is going on? It wasn't the needle. It wasn't the tension. It was just the machine itself. On the back side of underneath where the bobbin goes, but on the back side of it, it was all messed up. But you got to remember that machine has had thousands and thousands and thousands of billion, has over a billion stitches, so. But thousands upon thousands of stitches. I mean, I put thousands upon thousands of stitches in every quilt. It's very rare that, you know, even these small ones will have a small amount. Even these small ones can have up to 100,000 stitches in them. All right. These are going to be the same. No. All right. Which way did you press these? Press under. Can you fix these to press under? It was an opposite side thing. I remember now. You just have to flatten it again.
You had me I
Flatten
asked you
it
that
again.
at the beginning because I didn't think it was supposed to go that way.
Okay, then leave it. I will make it work. No.
Okay, I got it. I will get her done.
Yep, that goes like that. If those are under, yes.
I will get her done.
Those are under. So one side of the butterfly, it's out towards the background, and the other side of the butterfly, it's in towards the words butterfly fabric. That is what it's supposed to be, because the seams need to nest, because they do touch each other.
You just want me to iron it all twice is what you want.
Yep, I want you to iron twice, baby. Oh, that's already done. Moving on. And then these ones will go towards the background, the ones that I'm currently cutting, okay?
I have no idea. I'm doing all these ones over. Wait till I get there, because I will forget. I will forget. You gotta let me do one thing at a time here.
I gotta make sure of this. No, these go under as well, but those went under. So if these are going under, they can go over here. No, they can't, because they're not both sideable. That's gonna go under. It's pressing those under. That's not gonna work. Whatever, I'm leaving it. I'll just flip the seams. I just thought about that. Just press them however. These two should be pressed under on one and over on the other. That's what it is. And these two are here because they touch. No, these two touch here. No, nope. I'm just going to leave it. All right, now I'm going to go ahead.
Am I still ironing all these a second time though? Because I still have a whole mess to do.
Yeah, just leave it and then just iron those however. I don't really care now at this point. All right, from the background, we're going to cut a 1.5 inch strip.
Well, are you sure? I haven't ironed these ones at all yet. I can iron these whichever way you want.
Yeah, just press them out towards the whatever.
Are you sure?
That's always been my thing. Can't know when, how, what to press. How about that?
You want them out
Which
this
way? Yeah, sure. Thank you.
You sure?
Yep, just have them ironed. All right, I'm going to cut a 1.5 inch strip.
I can do it any way you want.
From the background. Because that seemed to have been slightly crooked. And then I'm going to cut a couple more 1.5 inch strips. Like 5 of them. 6 of them. I'll cut 6 of them. Because remember, I had half a yard. 2. 3. 4. 5. 1 more. 6. And then what's left? Let's chop up what's left. Ooh, we have no, we don't have that. We have 2 1/4 left. Why not? That'll go in my random width bin. All right, from one of these wonderful 1.5 inch squares, 1.5 inch square, 1.5 inch strips, just from one for now, we're gonna cut, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I need 8 1.5 by 2.5 inch pieces. I'm gonna use a smaller ruler for that. 8 1.5 by 2.5 inch pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Did you ever make a tulip pink butterfly
5,
quilt?
6. Yes, I made the tulip pink butterfly quilt. 7, 8. All right, I'm gonna set that aside because I don't need it right now. And then we need our center of our butterfly. We really didn't need this much fabric because we're only making one cut off of it. So if you have, a 1.5 inch strip of something just lying around, just know that you can just use that. Unless you're making multiple, then more than 4, then you'll need more. But for now, I only need 1.5 inch strip for the body of the butterfly. All right, just set aside. Nothing. We're gonna just place these over here. They're not in their correct order at the moment. No, we're still gonna iron more.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
There's gonna be more. Don't you worry, your pretty bald head.
I don't think it's too pretty. It is bald though.
All right, so from the, I'm pretty sure, hold on, I gotta do some brain smarting here real quick. I think it's, I have to do a quick because sometimes I screw things up, And then this goes to that, that goes to that, this goes here. I think that's gonna be 7 inches. That might be 7.5 though. Where's my 1? Add a quarter. Add a quarter. Once these are sewn together, then I'll know. I'm gonna sew 2 of these one side of the butterfly real quick because I don't want to give you guys the wrong number. I have 7 inches written down on my thingy, but I don't think it's 7 inches. I think it's 8 something. I'm gonna press it and get an accurate measurement here, my friends. This is 11.5. And then this will be on here minus a half. So that is minus the seam allowance, minus the seam allowance. That's 7 1/4. See, that's where I think I messed up last time I was doing this. All right. 7 1/4. I'm going to cut 4 7 1/4. I have enough fabric if I screw this up. 7 1/4. Do I have it on here? 7 1/4.
You need water or juice?
No. Hold on. We're going to make sure right now by putting half of a butterfly together real quick. Because I don't want to go and cut more than I need if it's wrong real quick. Should be right. No, it's not. It's 7.5. See? It's 7.5, not 7 1/4. I'm gonna rip this off because I don't want to waste it. We're cutting 4 7.5 inch pieces, okay? So I'm gonna cut a new strip because I'm gonna need one. And that's what will get attached. So this and this, just put it over there. Yep, see my marking says 7, but I know I didn't use 7.5. See, I don't always do the math right, so that's why I tell you guys, give it a second, it'll get figured out, and in the end, Karen will put it in the Facebook group with a PDF that has the correct numbers. So we're going to do 1 1.5 inch strip of our butterfly center, and then 4 7.5 inch pieces. And then that should be correct. All right, now let's do this properly. 7 1/2. Ta-da! Correct size. Throw that in the garbage. Grab these 2 pieces that I sewed. All right, so here is our butterfly. Let me put the purple on the top real quick. On the top. Let's find it. You should have, I'm going to put this on the wall right here. You should be able to see it because it's yellow and purple. Those are 2 together. So your 4.5 by 7 with your 2 snowballed corners is going to hook to your 4.5 by 5 inch with the 2 snowballed corners. Then you're going to have your other side of your butterfly with your 4.5 by 7 inch on the top and your 4.5 by 5 inch on the bottom. Center, you're going to have your 7.5. Is this 7.5? I didn't cut 2 yet. I started talking. 7.5. I started talking before I cut.
Okay.
We're going to take 2 of your 1.5 by 2.5 inch pieces.
That's beautiful.
The 1.5 by 2.5, and you're going to place 1 at the top and 1 at the bottom on your 7.5 inch center piece. That's what you do. So I'm going to just put these 2 together.
Hey, wife.
Yes.
How do you find the longer one?
Because this one's seam isn't out of it yet.
Oh, okay.
I have not taken a 1/4 inch seam out of that section yet.
Okay, I didn't know that. The tops are lining up perfect, but the bottoms are way off.
All right, so that goes here, and that's exactly the size it needs to be. And then these 2 will go together. See, I told you, it's not hard to do this. It doesn't matter which way it gets pressed, because guess what? You're not nesting anything. And then that will go on this side. And then to finish it off, you will have your center to one side. It's the same exact size. Just going to go ahead and
This is cool looking.
sew it
I like it.
on here. Okay, come on, right there. Thank you. Line up. Then we're going to have that come in right there. Go down, make sure everything is lined up here. I am just going to press this towards the middle, and then this will now go on this side. And if you do this correctly,
Correctly?
Gonna
do them all correctly?
if you do it correctly, you shall be rewarded with a butterfly.
You do it correctly, you get rewarded.
You gotta do correctly, though. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and press this and show you how it matches up. And it's gonna go towards that way.
Oh, I got fired again?
Well, momentarily.
That ain't nice.
Because I'm gonna come close to the camera and I'm gonna show them.
I didn't fire
if it's
you.
done correctly, what it will look like, because we're not done with it. This is just the middle part. I shall come right here. Do you see the top of the butterfly? It matches with that center. Look at that. The bottom of the butterfly matches with that center. This one's slightly off, but who gives a crap, because I don't. There is what your partial, it's almost done. The block is literally almost done. So there's that.
Can you make it bigger like a king size quilt?
Yeah, you can make tons of blocks and make a big huge quilt. You could make just 4 blocks like we're doing today. I am just setting the page for you to follow. How's that sound? All right, so I'm going to set this aside. We'll put it right here momentarily. And I am going to now match all my parts and pieces up and sew them together. Let's put that one here. This one is the one that's next. And this one. Oh, I grabbed both. Goes there and there and there. And then this will get 2, 2, and 2, and a hiccup. And 1, 1, and 1. All right, I'm going to sew my center first, then I'll hook my 2 sides together, and then sew the whole part together. So one of these 2.5 by 1.5 inch pieces of background on each end of my center part of the body. Then I'm going to go ahead and slide in these top and bottom pieces, nesting the seam, and slide in this one and nest that lovely seam as well. And then snippity snip,
And then
snippity snip, and
then
snippity snip. I'm going to go ahead and press towards the body of the butterfly, the center part of the butterfly. And then these I'm just going to press all willy-nilly because it really don't matter at this point. Nothing is going on top or in or around each other. And then this will now go in the middle, so I will sew it onto one side and then to the other. And if it's done just right, you should have that matchy-matchy right up. Make sure that seam stays nice and flat. There's my one side. I'm going to press towards the center of the butterfly. Then I'm going to make sure that I have the correct side going on the correct side. Put it on there. Line it up. Send it over to Mr. Scott to press towards the middle. Yeah, see? Look how it's automatically trying to go towards the middle.
Oh, I see.
All right, I shall put these on the ends.
I'll line it upside down. I'll get it figured out. I'll get it figured.
Oops, that would need to be right sides together, Tiffany. Yep, that's right. The other side on. Once you get it, you get it. And I'll tell you all the numbers one more time because Karen will probably want to hear them one more time. Just to be sure. As soon as this is done, and then we're going to add to them. In which those are the numbers I don't know yet. Because I didn't think that far ahead. Snip. Finger press one way or the other. It does not matter at this point. Or the other. It does not matter. And snip.
Tell you what, that is pretty.
Here and
It's pretty.
here.
It is pretty.
Put this into the
Oh,
center.
thank Marilyn.
Oh, thank you, Marilyn. Thank you, thank you. You are the most kindest right now.
Marilyn, you spoiled
You're
her.
hurting me. You're spoiling me. I love it. I can go buy some fabric. I shouldn't buy fabric though. I mean, but I need to because I got to get the fabric that I want for my cruise quilt. Because if I don't get started on that right after I'm healed, then I am screwed. Because I need to have it done. Becca and Ian are probably done already, and I'm like falling 10 steps behind. I should have been done already. Because usually I am. But no. It's because I needed a background. I have my jelly rolls. I just need a background fabric. And I wanted black with stars and moons and whatever, on it. But then I found a galaxy fabric on Walmart. It's actually in my wish list. And since I'm making 2 versions, I got 2 different two different galaxy. Whew, I said it 5 times and then it didn't come. Can you press this one now?
Yeah.
And then I shall piece this one. And then we will start doing the next step to make our lovely wall hanging.
Yes, I can press it. I can press.
Again, all these numbers can be changed if you want something bigger. Like I said, you just need you could probably, no you can't because it won't come from 10-inch squares unless you had 2 10-inch square pieces of each color, But you'll need 1 4.5-inch strip per butterfly is pretty much, No, you get 2 butterflies no, 1. You only get 1. Yep, 1 per. Four and a half inch strip. Yep. Doesn't matter which way it's pressed. Place that there.
What size are the flippy corners?
2.5 inches are the snowballed corners.
Oh.
I will tell you in 2 seconds exactly what everything is again. Just to make sure that I have repeated myself so that we know what's correct, because I did, almost mess up I caught my dumminess, but I figured it out. I'm a smart cookie when I want to be. All right, last one to press. I kind of accidentally made that seam flip, but that's okay. Here you go. Press this one, and we're going to work from this one first. I am going to measure this strip, and it is 11.5 inches. Ooh, that's what that. 0.5. I was close with 11 by 9.5 inches. So we need 2 11.5 inches from our background 1.5 inch strips that we cut a bunch of. I'm gonna get 2 11.5 inch, one for each side of 4 of those. So 4 of the strips we're cutting from at the moment. And then we're gonna bring this to 11.5 right there. So let me put this on the wall real quick. And you're gonna put 11.5. This is what I'm talking about. One here. And one here. And then, I don't know the next number at the moment. And then we'll grab 2 more, because I'm going to cut the next numbers off of those. Because we did cut a bunch of strips. I think we cut 6 or something. So that should be plenty. 11.5. So you'll need 8 11.5 inch by 1.5 inch pieces. Oops. I already forgot what I said the other side was, or I'd be able to guesstimate what the next side's cut is, but I've already forgot what I said. Stay. One for each side. All right, and then one more time. So I cut a total of 7 1.5 inch strips off of the half yard cut. And 2 2.5 inch strips. So now I'm going to go ahead and hook these to each side like this, and then I'll get my next number because I'm not in the mood for more math at the moment. I mean, I could, but I already forgot what that one number was, so probably going to be somewhere around 12.5 or 13 inches, something like that. It's probably 12. Let's pull them all through. Add on the opposite side. Place in my lap. Other side.
Are they upside down? The bigger part's supposed to be on the bottom?
In this case, the butterfly bigger part is on the top. You can make yours however you want to. Can you start pressing towards the color that I just added, which is this?
Yeah, you want me to press it out?
Yes, please. Thank you. My interpretation of a butterfly is their top wings are the bigger ones. Because where do I don't have a visible butterfly. No. But the top wing is the bigger one. Especially like side flying ones, it's a big one and then a little small one.
You don't have a butterfly around you? Oh my.
Oh, I have butter. Yeah, right here on my sewing machine. There's a bunch of them. The top one is the bigger, and the bottom one is the smaller. But on this one,
well, the
top one has a curve.
The top one's
the top one's kind of fatter, but that's really hard to put together into this. We could already tell it's a butterfly. So, you do you, boo. All right, there you go.
I got these two.
Garbage. Let me get this measurement. It is, oh, 11 and a half. Look at that. So those were 11 and a half, and those are 11 and a half. So I just need to cut now a bunch more 11 and a halfers. I need to cut 8. So I'm going to get 4 from this, and then from my scrap pieces. We need this. And we're going to go 11 and a half right there. Okay, there's 4. Open these up and stack 4 of them. And 1 more. 4. Make a fresh cut on this side, only because I never trust it. Okay, come to 11 and 1/2. And that's 4, and this is 4. Now I'm going to attach my lovely 11 and a half inch piece on the top and 1 on the bottom, or whatever direction I'm currently facing.
Left, right, left, right.
That goes there. That's enough right here. That sounds like it's out of bobbin. We'll see right now if this doesn't sew. Oh, it's sewing. Okay, still going. Just sounds like it. And 1 more. And then turn them around and do the other. And then pass them to Scott to iron while we preparate how in the world we're going to make these. There's the bobbin. See, I knew I could hear the sound of it.
When do we get to watch you lint roll the wall behind you? It would be
satisfying. No, I don't think this will be lint rollable because it's going to just it's going to fluff the cotton up. I'm just going to replace it. I'm actually going to use this with all of its mess in a scrap quilt, just so that this whole mess is behind scrap fabric. And this is all scrap little strings from over hundreds of fabrics, because it's been up here for what? Since we did the room in what?
We did the room.
Yeah, in 2021, right? 22. Yeah, we done it in 22. So since the termite problem, and I did my remodel, this wall has been collecting, because I put it up within the first like 2 months after we painted. So I was like, I want a design wall, and I didn't want to build the whatever. I was like, I'm just going to hang some batting to the wall. And you know what? All these years now, batting on the wall was just fine. The only problem is when I pull things down, it yanks it from behind the shelves, because it used to sit a little bit nicer. So when I hang the new one, I'm going to pin it behind the shelves with flat pins, and then it won't come out no more. I don't have nothing to worry about. It'll stay until another few years. But yeah, I'll use it in a quilt. I've said it before. Because it will be just fine under a pile of not white fabric, you know? And the scraps are not white. And then whoever gets that quilt will have all sorts of little stringies from all sorts of projects for added warmth. This side. And one more. I'll send them to Scott to press. And we'll figure out a way to lay them out.
We know that. Press done.
All right, 4 butterflies made in less than an hour. See, so you can do this. And that's with me just screwing around. Imagine if you were just sewing just to sew and you weren't talking like me.
You'd be done in less than an hour.
Yeah, you'd be done in less than an hour. Okay, I'm going to move all these out of the way. He's going to try to get these as flat as he possibly can. They are 13.5 by, 13.5 by 11.5. So I was off here. 13.5 by 11.5. So this is the 13.5, and this is the 11.5. No, but the piece actually, that's just finish. Technically, the piece is 11.5. 11.5. There we go. 11.5. There we go. All right.
Are you going to put sash in between the blocks?
Yes. We are going to now lay them out. Time to stand. My shorts are probably digging up my legs. And we're going to place these in opposite corners like this. And we'll put the pink one up here. The colors are going to be right here in front of us. See, we have fabric left over. So, what I was thinking is we're going to go like this. We're going to set this right here, put this one right here, this one here, this one here. I went too far with that one. They're not equal, but whatever. I was thinking of using itself. So we have these leftovers, right? And all these leftovers, because you don't have a total of whatever left. So I was thinking, let's see how much is left. 1, 2, 3. I have 4 inches left on that. That wasn't even it. I mean, I probably cut a bunch of it off, but it was under. I got 4.5 on that one. But that means I can get 1.5 inches from this. I can get 3 1.5 inches per these. So that's what I'm going to do, is cut 3 1.5 inch pieces from each of these leftovers. I don't know if the pink is going to get me 3. What am I doing? I need this side visible. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see right now. This part I'm just making up. You can do whatever you want once you've made your block. And let's see, can I get one more? It's right there. I have a feeling that's short though. We're going to pretend it's the full width. I'll just adjust my seam allowance. I'll cut 3. I don't know. This one might be short. I'll probably only use 2. I'll set this one aside and just do 2. Just because I'm not sure. 1.5 inch strips is what I'm cutting. I was able to get 3 off of that one. Set it aside. Just going to use 2 of them. Because I'm only going to get 2 from here. I'm pretty sure of it. This pink one is quite small. I'll get a little tiny sliver from my other bin. I was waiting to clean my room to change my mat out, you know, because I need to change my mat and my blade. Just haven't done it yet. I should have, but I didn't. All right, that goes there. So I'm cutting 2 1.5 inch strips from each color. Just the colors we used as the butterflies. Since there's leftover, we got, you know, 1/4 yard of each 4 fabrics, so I might as well use them up. But I'm cutting it all up the rest of the way because I can. One more. Thank you. I'm just going to go in my different size bin. All right, there we go. And now we know that the block is 13.5 inches tall. So I was thinking, hold on. I'm just going to cut and do my thoughts out loud on already cutting. 13.5 tall. Put this one on that one. Slide it over just a little. Then the pink. This side of it. Oh yeah, like this. And then I'm gonna move that a little bit more because need room for both. And then how wide was this again? I forgot. I don't remember. What was it right there? 11.5, right?
Oh, you need me to get the paper and read it to you?
No, I'm just gonna measure. Yep, it was 11.5. 11.5, and then we're gonna make a corner piece. So we're just gonna go like this. I'm gonna cut 11.5 from here. Remember, this is just a wall hanging. I'm just having fun. That's the whole purpose of this. You can do whatever you want. And then we're gonna did those. Grab this. We're gonna cut 1 13.5 and 1 11.5. 11.5. 11.5. 11.5. Oh, that's cute. Oh, wait, opposite side. 11.5 goes that way. Yeah, opposite side. I'm oppositing these. That there. And then I already did that color. Now for the purple. 11.5 and a 13.5. This is what happens when I think out loud, my friends. It's 13. This is 11.5. I'm going to put that here. And this one here. And then this space will be a 2.5-inch square, which I will get from, well, I would have used my yellow. Well, actually I can. Hold on a second. I'm just going to use my yellow because I actually cut myself the stuff off the bolt a half a yard, but we're going to use a little bit more than half a yard. So let me just cut a 2.5-inch strip off of here, even though I'm only going to use one square, but you know, grab myself a long ruler, line this up there, and then cut a 2.5-inch strip because I only want one 2.5-inch square, but I don't like, you know, this can the rest of the way be cut up.
Use the triangles and make an hourglass.
Huh?
Use the triangles and make an hourglass.
It won't make the size I need. Those will make 2.25.
Question.
Yeah, it'll make 2.25 inch. That actually would be cut down to 2 inches, honestly. No, I'm just going to take a 2.5-inch square. So you just need a little bit more than half a yard for what I'm doing here. Just want one 2.5-inch square.
Make a pinwheel from the cutoff.
I could, but I kind of like that right there. And then, yeah, I like that. That's what I like. All right, I'm going to sew that up and then choose how to finish off around the outside. Because I still have strips left. You know, we still have stuff left. Lots of it. So I could do more around the outer side because there's enough of that. And then there's also enough for 2.5-inch strips for outer corners. So I'm going to go ahead and sew these two together. Now I'm going to stand to do so. It won't matter because there's no seams to match up of which way these get pressed. I'm going to sew these two together now. I like this because then I'm just using what I have. And you guys know I like to use what I have. I'm literally going to sew them all. So these two together.
Use the cutoffs to make a half square triangle border.
I mean, I could make a half square triangle border, but I don't want to because I don't want to cut it all up. I don't want to cut it, if that makes any sense to you guys. I'm not in the mood for that. I was in the mood for just this. This is it.
Open gates.
Oh, open gate. Just thought I'd let you guys know. Wednesday, while I'm in surgery, you guys will be able to watch Open Gate. I would say this is the last time you guys will see me heavy-chested too, but in reality, there's 3 videos coming out where they still exist. So by the next time you see me like this live, I will look probably different, a lot different. All right, I'm going to go ahead and...
You will still be you.
He says I will still be me, but hey, I probably won't be heavy because, I'm kind of heavy right here. You guys don't know. Until you've had implants, you don't know how heavy these are. You think real boobs are heavy? Implants are like super heavy. Like for real. They are. They're like weights. I'm curious how much weight I'm going to lose after they get pulled out because, I've been on a weight loss goal and I haven't hit it, but I will once these are gone. It's funny. Okay, pressy press. I'm just pressing whatever direction because it really doesn't matter. And then I got to remember how I had them because I've already made a mess of mixing all this up. Okay, the longer ones are opposite right here. Oh, look at that. And then this one is opposite right here. Yes, I like that. I like it. And then the pink goes down here and the polka dot goes up there. And then the green goes down here and that goes up there. So now it's just a matter of connect the dots. So I'm just gonna sew this like this. And like I said, we'll figure out the finishing treatment around the whole thing as soon as these are sewn on. Probably should be sitting for this, but I'm not going to. Thank you guys for the prayers. I'm pretty sure I will be okay, but I definitely appreciate the prayers.
We appreciate it. Very comforting.
Yes. Very comforting. Okay, I'm just going to press these towards the sashing. I'm going to press this towards the sashing, and then this towards the sashing. And then we'll look the other side zone. Some pulling because I need to sit for this. Oh, chair, come on. That way the block isn't yanking. If you ever feel like if you're standing to sew and you feel like you're yanking, sit. Because you need to sit. So that way you can have something to hold it up on or hold your belly against your desk, which is impossible because I am not able to on this very, very short desk. All right, grab this. And lastly, this one. All right, I'm going to press towards the sashing. Towards the sashing. Towards the sashing. Put this right sides together. Sew the sashing. And then sew the butterflies to that. Nesting my seam for my only cornerstone. which it lands just fine because it's 2.5 and 2 1.5s equal 2.5. So. I mean, in the quilting math world, not in the regular world. All right, just going to press all towards the middle, very carefully like. Try not to knock the thread out of my needle, but you never know. And then put this on top. Nest my lovely seam right here. Okay, come on. Stitch to it, nest the next seam, which it lines pretty much right up. I'm going to press this and then we'll figure out the outer side.
You get to press the whole thing.
Yep, I'm going to press the whole thing. I always press the whole thing. Okay, that went in.
I'm going to fill it with water for you.
Yep,
So
thank you for feeling it. I love an iron that has steam, which those have been around for a while know. And now we're just going to, from now on, use cheap irons because we use them so quickly here. There is no sense in having expensive irons anymore in my world, especially in Arizona. If you are a new quilter and you are in Arizona, just know if you buy a nice expensive iron that it's probably going to be, with our hard water here, it's probably only going to last a year if you use steam. If you don't put water in it, you're going to get a long time out of it. But if you do, and you're like me, steamity steam.
Well, the fact that you use your iron.
But here's the new one. It's, what was it, 12 something at Walmart. It was bought for me on my wish list. Just a little Black & Decker thing, and it's light. It's not heavy.
It's a $12 Walmart.
Okay, now for, ooh, I like this. For the outside, now we need to do the outside, which I was thinking one color per side. How about that? So like, no, we'll do the color that's not on that side. So like this color on this side. And it would be this color on this side. Then it would be pink on that side. Obviously, I'll cut them to size. Yeah. Pink on this side. And then the flower on this side. Bam. What do you guys think? I like it. That's what I'm doing. I'm not even waiting for you. That's what I'm doing.
I like it too.
So I'm going to start with this on this side. I'll cut the selvage off after I sew it. I'm not even measuring at this point. I'll tell you what it is in a second, though, but I'm not measuring it on because that's not how I hook borders. I literally just hook the border and then tell you what it is. Laying it on here. Okay, and then I'm going to just cut it to size. And then I'll cut that selvage off in a second. From the top. Cut that off. Okay, so your sides are going to be 28 3/4. It could be 29, but Mine are coming 28 3/4. Let me make sure. In case you want to pre-cut your pieces, but I never do. Yeah, 28 3/4. That's what both sides are. They're reading exactly the same. All right, this side is the pink. So let's grab that pink and put it on. Oh, it's sitting on top. Good. Makes it easy to take it off the wall. So I'm going to attach the pink now on this side, and then I'll do the top and bottom. Now let's cut that selvage off first. How about that? Oops. Line it up. Sew it on. Fold it, cut it to size. Just lining it up. Press this, and then we'll add the top and bottom, and today's project will have concluded. And if you have more fabric that you use, you could just use like 2-inch strips instead, but I don't mind 1.5 inch because I'll just do like a, a nice, which one was it? Okay, that's the bottom. Let's do the bottom. Words are escaping me. You can do a 2-inch all the way around or 2.5 inch if you want to cut it, because it's just one strip of each. So if you wanted to have cut 2.5 inch strip instead, you can do that all the way around, or whatever's left, make a equal cut from all of them from your 1/4 yards, instead of 1.5. Size. All right, press it, and then one more side. Oh, and the top and bottom with the sides attached is 27 inches. Let me go press that. Yeah, 27 inches, both sides. So 28 3/4 and 27 inches. If you're doing these 1.5 inch strips. And ta-da, we have a wall hanging. Let's hang it lower because the camera is probably facing lower. Oh, upside down. I wanted the big wing up. Yep. That's opinion, though. You can have your butterflies however you want your butterflies. This is my butterfly, and I love it. It's so pretty. The yellow really makes all the colors pop. Came out magnificent, and I love butterflies. why not? So its finished size is whatever I said that number was, but we'll tell you one more time. 27 inches by 31 inches. Perfect wall hanging. I love it. And see, I have just a little bit of this left. Couple of the 1.5 inch strips will just go in my 1.5 inch strip bin. So the needs for this is, I'm gonna call it, that's 18. Yeah, I'm gonna call 2/3 of a yard of background, and then a 1/4 yard of each of your colors. That's if you want to make it this small. So, but you can make it any size and just up your yardage for whatever. And then for your center of said butterfly, you only need a 1.5 inch strip for all 4 blocks. And then the cuts are as follows. You cut 1 4.5 inch strip off of each of your butterfly fabrics. They're all going to be the same cut. So cut number 1 is 4.5 by 7. Cut number 2 is 4.5 by 5. And you need 2 of each from your strip. Then from your background, you're going to cut 2 2.5 inch strips and cut yourself 32 2.5 inch squares. And then you're going to attach them to the opposite corners, creating your butterfly. Then you're going to cut 1 1.5 inch strip, and you're going to cut 8 2.5 by 1 or 1.5 by 2.5 inch rectangles for each butterfly, for each end, and then the butterfly itself was 7.5 inches for the center. So 2.5 by 1.5, 1.5 by 7.5, and 1.5 by 2.5. And then the sashing around it, we had, once that's put together, it's 11.5, 11.5, 11.5, and 11.5, which makes it so easy, which gives you a 13 and a half inch by 11.5, 11.5 by 13.5 inch piece. Yeah, that's what it is. And then I just cut my last pieces to 1.5 inch strips. 2 per, because 1 goes for the border piece, and then 1 towards these centers, which gave me a little bit of strings, but whatever. And there we have it. It's all put together just like this, with a 2.5 inch square in the middle. In the middle. Which I just realized you don't even need that much, because your leftover cutoffs from cutting your 16 per strip, technically you get 17 because of your cutoff, depending on how wide your yardage was. So I could have got my 2.5 inch square instead of cutting from my yardage from the leftover 2.5 inch strips, the 2.5 inch strips. I could have got it from that. I didn't even look down here to see. So there's that. So technically it would have all been from just the yardage, the half yard and so on and so forth that I gave you. Half yard, 1/4 of a yard, a 1.5 inch strip, and 1/4 yards of each of the butterflies. So you do the math. If you want it bigger, Karen will eventually get it written out, and she always posts it in the Facebook group. So if you really, really want my patterns, they are free. Thank Karen, because she does a wonderful job of putting them into words that you can understand and not my live stream mumbo jumbo. And that way you can download it for free and make the things that I make, because she does her best to follow my verbal visual here on camera. She's really good at getting the verbal visual of things. All right, so in an hour and a half, you can make a wall hanging, because and I was piddling around, honestly. I wasn't doing this quick and fast and in a hurry like normal. Normally I rush, but I knew this wouldn't take long. Ta-da! I'm done. You got any questions? Because if not, I'm done for the day. I just asked if they have any questions.
Wait 2 seconds.
I'm going to give them 2 seconds, obviously. That's for your producer to take care of your janitor. Yes. Thank you. Yep, I eat a banana and an insure. The insures are not insure like you think. It's the off-brand stuff. They're in my cart or my wish list, just in case you're curious. I eat a banana and an insure every day because I can't eat breakfast, but I have the shakes really bad by the time I wake up every morning. I shake because my blood sugar is low, so I eat a banana and insure until I'm feeling normal again, and then I eat again, and that's usually between 6 and 7, and then I'll eat again at 9:45ish. So like a real meal. That way my shakes are prevented being super crazy because morning time is always the worst. And that insure and banana helped me every single day, nonstop. Even when I was in Virginia with Becca and North Carolina with her, I had my banana and insure every day. So I just call them insures because it's meal replacement, same difference. Helps me get my vitamins and minerals, which is important. Oh, his chat's frozen. Oh, I tried to put it as 2 words. Although I think that's not right. No, I got it right. Anyways, I don't see any questions. Thank you guys all for the prayers for my surgery. I mean, it is big surgery. I say getting your breast augmentation undone is not big, but it is big because if you've had them for as many years as me, they cause problems. Well, not in everybody, but me they did.
Well, it's at least 2-hour surgery.
Yeah, and the doctor already told us it's at least a 2-hour surgery, and anything could happen. He might have to go in longer because of this. He might get less time because it's not. It depends. So we'll see. Anyways, Wednesday is my surgery. I will not be here the following Sunday. If I feel good enough, I will, but if not, I'll put a video on for that day. How's that sound? And then that next week, there'll be another video coming out anyway. You guys will have 3 videos from me, and I'm working on the 4th. So there's that. So hopefully you guys will enjoy those. Well, I don't know when I'll be on again. I really don't know how I'm going to feel. I could be right as rain the next 3 days later. It depends. It depends. I have MS, so it always is worse with me. Trust me. It's always worse. Yes, it's outpatient. I go home. It's at the surgery center. I go home that same day when the probably about an hour or 2 after they're done. Same as I did with my hip. Same as I did with my previous surgery. Same as I did with this. It's all outpatient. All of it. Even heart surgery is outpatient surgery these days. I mean, really. All right, guys. I'll see ya. See you when I see you. You'll have videos. That'll be good. So I'll see you when I see you. And I'll update you on the post page. Remember, on my page, posts. You'll know right there. Updates right there. Bye. 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 Bye, everybody. See you